state record 10 touchdown passes in a 76-21 victory over Loretto. Isn't that running up the score, the critics say? Isn't that, this is high school football, not the NFL? Eagles coach Scott Smith admits it didn't show great sportsmanship, but a record like this might not ever be in reach again.
We were agonizing over it. I mean, this was not something we're excited. I was counting back the games that I've been beating 60 or more points in my career. It's been over 10. And we certainly didn't want to embarrass Loretto because they're a tradition-rich football team.
We don't do anything to embarrass anybody or just run points, just score points and pad stats. But that was just something that, none of us as a team will ever have a chance to do again. And 10 years from now, the only people who remember what happened is us.
More from the coach and JP this Friday on the debut of Prep Blitz Extra. Looks to be a power in 5-1A. The Eagles at Upperman tonight. Details on that in a moment. First, Ezell put 76 on the board last week versus Loretto, in which senior quarterback J.P. Shelley threw a state record 10 touchdown passes. It also set a national record. The accusation can be made that Ezell ran up the score in the 76-21 victory. Here's their take.
J.P. come over when we threw the 8th touchdown. He could tell that we were all agonizing. He said, "Coach, take me out."
It's never about individuals like with us. We all just want to do as good as we can for each other.
We just decided what an unselfish kid, a kid that's worked to make everything, nothing's come easy. He's had 2 bad knees in the past. He's going to be a national merit finalist, 34 in his ACT. He understood that that was not a popular decision. At that point in time, I thought, what better chance, what better time for a kid to have an opportunity to get a record?
He got the record, and they didn't let up tonight. 43-0 Ezell Harding. JP tonight, 13 of 22, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing. Ezell Harding's got quite a program over there as they win big time. They're 2-0 now. Ezell Harding is at state champ CPA next week.
And a lot of times the emotions of the game make you play a lot better.
The Vols will kill them. They will. Hey, they may be the most talented and the most feared Class A football team in the state of Tennessee. The Ezell Harding Eagles, who are undefeated. They are 11-0. They score bundles of points with their record-setting senior quarterback. J.P. Shelley is the state's leading passer on the state's #1 ranked team. This year he has thrown for over 2,800 yards and 39 touchdowns, and yet he is not being recruited by any major colleges.
It's the best field commander I've ever had as far as being on the football field, and it's a shame somebody won't take a chance on him.
I do. I want to play. But I think people aren't taking as good a look because I'm short.
At 6 foot, 195 pounds, college scouts say Shelley is too small to play quarterback in Division I. Disappointed but not discouraged, he says he still has plans to try and play, even if he has to walk on.
I've thought about maybe Tennessee Tech, MTSU. I'd love to go to Vanderbilt. Hometown, good academics. I'd love to do something like that, but we'll see, I guess.
But first things first, Shelley plans to lead the Eagles to a Class A state championship.
And now we're 4 games away, so it's not time to let up, I guess.
And don't give up your dreams. Remember, Doug Flutie did it.
You've got some problems. This gray patty they call hamburger.
I'm John Dwyer along with John Bork and Tom Oates. CPA's march to the Class 1A state championship last year began with 4 straight shutouts, including a 53-0 victory over Ezell Harding. The Eagles have put up 118 points on the board in the first 2 games. What would give tonight at Ezell as Coach Scott Smith ready for this one? His team spotted CPA a 13-0 lead, but he has a quarterback by the name of J.P. Shelley. Good arm, good wheels. This sets up a touchdown to make it a 13-7 CPA lead. CPA on the move. Blake Atchison to Joey Horn, but this drive stalled. They tried a field goal and could not up the lead. Second quarter, Shelley to A.J. Blackburn. That leads to an Austin Henderson touchdown to make it 14-13. Late second, Shelley to Blackburn. Shelley to Blackburn, who burns. 20-13 Ezell at half just before the break. Third period, Shelley proves to be mortal. A couple of pickoffs here by Chris Peak of CPA, and will CPA mount the big rally? CPA cashes in. It'll be Brandon Pate scoring to make it a 26-20 CPA deficit. The final 26-20, the upset, if you would call it, because Ezell is a very good club. Next week, CPA hosts Goodpasture. Ezell Harding is off next week. And I know a guy that would like to continue to play, and that's Scott Smith. Scott, congratulations on the big win. The touchdown right before the half. The pass, a lot of players, I would think, and coaches and fans would think you're just going to fall on it. With your offense, there's never too little time, huh?
Well, CPA is so well coached. We knew we had to take some chances. We could have been very conservative. We were going to get the ball in the second half, but we have such good athletes on our corners. We thought, take a deep shot and see if one of our kids can make a play, and we were very fortunate that they did that.
Shelley had 10 touchdown passes in the first game, I believe 3 next week. Not only is he a good athlete, but he just seems to have a good command of the game. He's a coach on the field.
He really is. We talk about football all the time. We come out after each series and discuss what went well, what could go better, and so many times he checks us into the right play and puts us in a good position to score.
A lot of people will talk about your offense, and Shelley and Blackburn will get all their pub, and that's fine, Scott, but your defense tonight played outstanding. I mean, to give up just 20 points and 13 in the first half, the first 13 of the game, this looked like this thing was going to be over early, and you guys were not going to be denied.
Well, our defense, we talk all the time in our team meetings about we don't want to outscore people, that to ever go where we want to go and to keep winning football games, our defense had to stand up, and they've gotten tougher over the last 3 weeks, and they had an excellent effort tonight against CPA. Okay,
I believe you're off next week. Then you have DCA, and everybody now, I tell you, you're not going to like this. People are circling the game at the end of the season, FRA. For now on, you are a marked team. That's okay with you?
Absolutely. The kids have worked hard all summer long. The coaches have put in a lot of time in, and we just want to play one game at a time and try to win them one at a time.
Okay, other than Shelley and Blackburn, who are some of the unsung heroes on your team, some of the players that don't get the pub?
Well, I think, of course, Antoine Owens, Austin Henderson, both are inside linebackers. Matt Huff had an incredible interception at the very end of the ball game that probably preserved the win for us. Eric Davis, so many of our defensive linemen, I could go on and on. Everybody that played tonight contributed.
Scott Smith, congratulations on the win. I know you probably wouldn't call it an upset, but people around the state know about your program now. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Scott Smith of Ezell Harding, thanks for staying up late with us. We jump to Class 4A now, Region 6, a pair of games in Montgomery County.
You could be front row at the show, live from Opry Mills, Monday nights at 6:30, but only if you register at KFC first.
We are at Opry Mills, home of Monday Night Live with Jeff Fisher for the 5th straight season. Coach Fisher takes some time to honor an outstanding effort from the high school ranks. This week's Baptist Prep Player of the Week is Ezell Harding quarterback J.P. Shelley. The senior is having a tremendous season in Friday night's 81-0 victory. Is that right? Over Clarksville Academy, Shelley threw, he was 16 of 22 for 404 yards and 7 touchdowns. Shelley has thrown for nearly 2,400 yards this season to go along with 33 touchdowns, running for 3 more. J.P. Shelley of Ezell Harding, Christian score, Baptist Prep Player of the Week as he led the Eagles to an unbeaten record so far this season.
I think 9 different Eagles scored in that game, in that 81-0 victory. All right, 2-minute drill. Put Coach on the spot. John Bort, your serve.
7 of 10 in the 4th. Hillsboro methodically goes to the 34-10 victory. A pair of unbeaten teams in Class 1A. The Collinwood Trojans heading to Ezell Harding to take on the Eagles, the team that's been ranked number 1 in Class A all year long. And this was a very entertaining first half. The Trojans, coming off the upset of CPA in the game's final seconds last week, ties the game here at 7 on Jonathan Ward's quarterback sneak. Now Ward trying to tie the game again at 14 and does. Watch the catch by Sean Green. Hey, that's not the Sean Green that plays outfield for the Dodgers. That guy doesn't make that many catches out in L.A. like that. 14 apiece, late in the half, key play. J.P. Shelley throws it out for Eric Davis. How did he get that ball, folks? I don't know. 21-14, and that would springboard the Eagles for more. They would pull away in the second half. Here's Davis for another one. 42-14. At this point, here's Collinwood with a nice score from Nick Andrews, but it's not enough. Not even sure he got in the end zone there. But Ezell Harding pulls away with the 42-21 victory.
Look at you losers.
about pools and patio furniture. That's Watson's.
Well, we're back, and we've got an opportunity to talk to one of the best young quarterbacks in the entire state of Tennessee, a record-setting quarterback, J.P. Shelley from Ezel Harding Academy. So you, I know the first game of the year, wasn't it that you had 10 touchdown passes?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
Well, it was one of those games that, I mean, stick with me forever. It just came out and just happened that our passing game was on, and so we just kept at it, and I think we had 6 touchdowns at halftime.
Just kept rolling.
And just kept rolling.
I love watching your offense, and I've seen it a number of times because, you know, it's like MTSU does, some other colleges. You have 3, 4, 5 wideouts, people just going.
Yes, sir. It's fun. It's tough to defend, too. Everybody runs the wing T, and people run the I, and then they've got old Ezel Harding over here has got the spread offense, and we send 4 and 5 receivers out at a time, and sometimes we have 4 receivers on a side, and it's tough to defend.
Wow. Now, what about a quarterback? If you don't get good blocking, you're a dead pigeon back there.
Yes, sir. And with the offense we run too, because we don't run with tight ends, and we run with one back and use our backs in a route. So our line does a really good job. They have great coaches, and we got a great coaching staff. And my linemen work hard in practice and in games, and they protect me. So.
Sound like a good quarterback. Now, I understand that you're maybe looking at some Ivy League schools.
Yes, sir.
So you study, huh?
Yes, sir.
Good for you.
I try to.
Good for you. Why that? Business or just a chance to be there?
It'd be just a good opportunity to go and push myself and to be successful. I try to push myself and to work hard to be the best I can be in anything I work at. So.
Well, you're awful good already. JP, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Do good. He's an outstanding quarterback on an outstanding football team. Now, when we come back, we will also have our Blue Chip Diary. We're going to feature a young man, Josh Hannum, who is one of the top wide receivers in the country in just a moment.
You couldn't stop them. You had to outscore them, and our kids accepted that challenge.
Ezel Harding Eagles spreading their wings, spreading the field, and spreading the scoring well from the 1A championship game against Cloudland. Already ahead 28-12 at the half. Kyle Hyde from 10 yards out runs it in, and Ezel starts to rub it in. 43-12. The Eagles scored 4 TDs, get this, on just 5 offensive snaps. J.P. Shelley has already rewritten the regular season records tonight. He went to work on the postseason books. 91 yards to Eric Davis, the longest touchdown in a state championship game, 57-12 Ezel. Midway through the 4th, they still haven't called off the Dogs. Shelley connects on his 4th touchdown of the game, 63-28 the final. Eagles complete a perfect record of 15-0, and we asked Coach Scott Smith if they also try to break records.
Yes, sir. It does. It does. We want to play. We figured we might never, ever get here again. This might be our one-time appearance. I think the 11 seniors that have led this team deserve to play to the end, and that's our style of offense. We're full speed ahead all the time.
Not giving up ever, and going 15-0. We did it for our school. We did it for our coaches. Did it for our family, our friends. We did it for ourselves, and what a way to end a great season.
So, John, Middle Tennessee 2 for 2 on
are being doled out in Murfreesboro this weekend. 2 of them have already been decided. Steve Wrigley has the story.
J.P. Shelley and the Eagles set 3 Blue Cross Bowl records and tied 3 others. MVP Eric Davis caught 2 touchdown passes for 158 yards receiving, plus 122 on the ground on just 4 carries. That's a 30-yard average per carry. Shelley hit on 17 of 26 for 4 touchdowns. Shelley shares the record with Cedric Wilson and David Beebe. His 48 on the year are a state record. It was a season of offensive domination. Ezel Harding scored 3 touchdowns in the first 6 minutes of the second half. The Eagles rolled up a record 603 yards of total O in the 63-26 state championship win.
We did it for our school, we did it for our coaches, did it for our family, our friends, we did it for ourselves, and what a way to end a great season, you know.
Definitely the highlight of my life. The kids have worked so terribly hard. I'm so proud of them the way they were able to finish it off. So Ezel Harding sets a ton of state records and winning their first ever state championship, but the record they're most proud of, 15-0. And the nightcap. Goodpaster tries to make it too straight for the mid.
Maybe the best quarterback wide receiver tandem that we saw all year. J.P. Shelley, 10 touchdowns in one game, and Eric Davis. He's headed to Vanderbilt to be a wide receiver.
J.P. Shelley and Coach Smith's offense, incredible. Great job. Eric Davis, what can you say, offensively, defensively, all over the football field. And don't forget the big boys at Ezell Harding, too. Pretty impressive.
We'll take a break, come back with more of the all-Comcast team, including a visit over to Goodpaster.
Never lost a Division II regional championship game. They win 44-41 on their home court.
Girls District 9A, Ezell Harding and FRA. Sure, it's Olympic week, and why not go with the Olympic theme? We do have some hoops to play. This was a big game. Early on, it's Julie Hayes for Ezell Harding hitting the triple toe loop. Early on, it's good for 3. Now, in the second quarter, time running out. Eagle head coach Joey Spann hoping for the last shot, and Mariska Reed will take it and make it happen. It's the triple sow cow. Ezell by 5 at the half. That's never been done before in competition. Now on to the third quarter. It's FRA. Michelle Street finding a lane, going off the glass, and FRA continues to stay close. Now on to the third quarter. Not much action here. Shot clock, anybody? The last 2.5 minutes stalled by the Eaglettes, but it's going to pay off as Carrie Bishop is going to hit at the buzzer. There, 32-24, the Eaglettes lead it. FRA trying to hang in there. FRA right here will hit and fail on the triple Lutz, but the double axel is put back in, but Ezell Harding is going to get the district championship and the gold medal, 38-35. No judging controversy here. Boys District 9A title game, DCA taking on Ezell Harding. Ezell has beaten DCA twice already, looking for the triple play. There's Julian Terrell opening up the scoring with a nice leaner through the lane. Ezell Harding leads 2-0. Now back comes Boomer Herndon. He loses the handle, but then gets it back. Tied up at 2. The two big guys going at it all night. Two Division I talents. Some good hustle here. Mike Loftus eventually is going to get the steal right there. He'll get it to Matthew Wilson, who kisses it off the glass, and things are tied up 13-13 after the first quarter. The crowd at Ezell Harding definitely into this. Look at them getting on the zebras tonight. They're all over him on that play. Now here's Boomer on his way to Tennessee and on his way to the rack. He'll lay it in. DC up by 7 in the first half. Back the other way now. Ezell Harding's Eric Davis, a wide receiver on the football team, heading to Vanderbilt. Shows you he can shake and bake a little bit. He'll lay it in. Ezell Harding staying close. Now on to the second half. Julian Terrell working his way open. The lob pass into the post. He's had a great district tournament, and the Eagles will open things up in the second half and defeat DCA for the third time. The crowd loves what it sees. Ezell Harding takes the #1 seed into the regional.
Well, the road to Murphy Center is underway.
You know, it's been a great year for Ezell Harding High School. They have won a state championship in football, a state championship in girls basketball, and this week the boys team will try to make it a three-peat. The Eagles open up the Class A tournament on Wednesday against Unica. Today, a very smart move, scrimmaging against Stratford and Maplewood. Both of those teams will play in the Class 3A state tournament later this week. So, Ezell boys, can you do what the girls did?
Girls put some pressure on us. We always battle back and forth about who's got the better team, and since they won, you know, we've got to hold up our end of the deal. So hopefully we can bring them all back to Ezell. So.
We just want to win it for ourselves, really, and you know, just to have 2 state championships and have 3 between the girls. I don't know if that's ever happened, really, but that'd be a good accomplishment.
Well, the Maplewood Panthers open the 3A quarterfinals on Thursday, and their side of the bracket is loaded. Their opponent, Bearden, is 31-5.
Hit a shot and hit the first shot today, and after that, I mean, got some open looks.
So our guys were smiling on Father Ryan. In other action, the guys from Ezell were trying to follow up the girls' victory with a state title of their own. Tennessee Temple did not have an answer for Julian Terrell down low. The Vanderbilt signee hit his first 6 shots, but fouled out with 3:03 to play. 16 points, 13 rebounds, and the 58-45 loss.
Key was to play together, and sometimes we didn't do it, sometimes we did. They were a real good team. They shot well all game, and we just didn't play defense.
Memphis Ridgeway beat Marshall